Hello, everyone. This is Janice Deloy with OHUG. We're happy to have you here to enjoy some insights into reporting with Splash BI. So with that, I'm going to just go ahead and hand it over. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you, Janice. Welcome, everybody. First and foremost, on behalf of Splash BI, thank you for tuning in. My name is Drew Belleville. I'm a solution sales manager with Splash BI. I've been in the Oracle ecosystem, if you will, for going on 15 years. With me now is Sharath Mari. He's a solutions architect with us, and like many of you, typically a very busy man. Together, we'll do our best not to put you to sleep. But in all seriousness, thanks for tuning in and taking time out of your schedules today. The topic is going to be around Oracle Cloud Reporting. You know, a chunk of what we do at Splash BI is to help our customers maximize their investments that they've made with Oracle. And we'll elaborate on that as we go through the presentation. But, just real quick, a little bit on Splash BI. We're a privately held company headquartered in Duluth, Georgia. We also have offices in the UK and in India. So we do have a global presence. We're industry agnostic. We've been around for a while, over 300 employees as well, and not much turnover. So we do value continuity and the positive effect that can have on our customers. So, and before we get started, I know Janice had mentioned it, but Oracle Cloud World next week out in Vegas. Splash BI will be there. I'll be there. If you're going to be there, please stop by our booth 146. We typically do some fun things. I think this year we're going to be giving out a Sony headphone, a really nice raffle there. So mention that you were on this webinar, and we hope to see you there.
Drew for the introduction. Hey, as Drew was saying, I'm solution architect at Splash BI. I've been as a technical developer, lead manager in various companies. I have over 15 years of experience. So today, as Drew was saying, we'll discuss about more about SQL reporting and other tools that can help or complement with what you have invested. Okay, let me know if you are able to completely see my screen. Let me turn off my camera for a bit.
What if people like looking at you, Sheriff? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right. Let me minimize this. Yeah. So thank you again for joining this webinar. Today we'll deep dive into what SQL reporting is and how what are the solutions that Oracle has and what are the alternate solutions or complementing things that we propose or what we have. We'll just present in detail, try to discuss about that. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer at the end of the presentation, but do ask questions, post in the comments or chats. We'll try to walk through all the questions at the end of this session. So, Drew.
Yeah. So, when you look at OTBI and BI Publisher, they both have their strengths and can complement each other in different scenarios, right? So with OTBI, for example, you're going to find real-time reporting and ad hoc reporting capabilities. OTBI integrates with Oracle Cloud Applications, giving users the ability to create and run reports. Some of you are probably doing this every day, right? Or most days. The idea is for it to be a self-service and user-friendly tool. It supports a wide range of data visualization options like charts and dashboards. And then integration-wise, OTBI is integrated with Oracle Fusion applications. So it uses the same data model and security framework. And then with BI Publisher, it's really more designed for large-scale batch reporting. So if you're generating high volumes of invoices, for example, or purchase orders, it's certainly good for that. It also supports multi-format output, and there's flexible report formatting. So scheduling, automation, all that stuff, you can do that in BI Publisher, and those are some of the strengths.
All right. Obviously, some of you are already using these tools, OTBA and BIP, OTBA being designed for end user directly drag drop from any subject area. That's so cool. But the other thing that comes into picture is like cross subject reporting. That's again, you can do it, but you need heavy dependency on IT. There's a lot of things that you have to work on. Apart from this, not just that, once the report is developed, there's no on-fly editing, especially for the end user. Once the report is done, if he has to modify or add extra content to the particular report, you have to go back and try to modify report one more time. So that is something which we have to see. Again, these are the things you'll find with the OTBI. Not just that, then again, this is whenever you want to report from other sources or legacy data, then again, things come into picture where heavy dependency on IT, a lot of steep learning curve and other things come. Apart from this, as you all know, it is the same resource that we are using when we are trying to run OTBI reports. At the same time, the end transactions that happens on the interface, everything is used by same resource. So should be in mind when we are doing heavy reporting, it might slow down interface itself. So we should be cautious about that. Not just that, it comes with a Excel output that you can export, um, but it has a maximum of 25,000 rows that you can do. For this, Oracle has provided BIP, which is very powerful. Again, you have to have a query built compared to OTBI where there is a drag and drop. You have to write your own query, build a report, which is really good because it has a flexibility to see or customize your things that you want to see in your report. But at the same time, the report building area itself that Oracle has given, which is good. BIP, the data model creation, has certain things that we have to be in mind. You can't expand the screen. As you all know, reporting for the backbone of the reporting is obviously the SQL query. The things that we do is like run a query, see the output, modify the content, and then run again, try to see how the outcome is. And based on that, you take the query and then build the report. But the building report data model itself is too small to expand. It doesn't give you some syntax information, or if there is a lengthy query, up to 20, 30 lines of query, that's very small. You can handle it. But when there is hundreds of lines in a query, that's when it will be really hard. You have to look for some other tools which can help you complement that. Not just that, at the same time, this is heavy IT dependency. Unless you know SQL, unless you know how to do things, it will be very hard to customize or make changes on the report that is there. Apart from this, as you know, it gives you multiple formats that it comes with. One of the format is Excel, which will be of maximum of 65,000 rows. Anything that beyond this we have a format output, which is CSV format, which can go from up to 500 to 500,000 to 2 million rows. It can be expandable, but that's a CSV output. Then if you are looking for word output, there is a maximum that 63 columns that it can be reported. At the same time, similar to OTBI, you will be using the same instance where you will be running the report, and same resource will be used for front-end activity, transactions, whatnot, everything. So you should be mindful what you are running. When the volume of the data increases, it keeps the pressure on your system itself. So in order to deal with this,
Yeah.
Drew, if you want to.
Yeah. So enter in the Splash BI platform, right? So it's a comprehensive reporting tool, and it's really designed to complement what you're going to get out of the box with OTBI and traditional BI publisher type solutions, right? So I'll start from the far right instead of the left here. You know, SQL Connect, this is a standalone tool where you're able to fetch data from the cloud using SQL queries. You're able to extract data straight to CSV or Excel, and that enables your IT teams to create custom reports quickly. It's like what Toad was for EBS, for example. So that's a big part of what we do. And beyond that, using that same SQL query, if we come back over to the left now, you can also run reports with a Splash BI platform. You know, it's a self-service ad hoc reporting where you can create reports which you can then publish and distribute. So as a user, for example, you can slice and dice that data as needed, and it will reduce the load on IT, and it's all in real time. Every licensed user of Splash BI gets Browser Edition, mobile, and also an Excel plugin, which gives users access to reports directly in Excel. The Splash BI platform also features pre-built out-of-the-box content, right? These are robust reports. I think we have around 100 or 650 reports and views from finance to HR and supply chain. And the pre-built reports help reduce the manual effort, right? And it'll help jumpstart your analysis. So, and then another key point worth mentioning is we also will honor your Oracle role-based security. So that's a big value add for our customers. Data pipeline, which Shareth will elaborate on in just a bit. That's another part of the Splash BI platform where you can run reports that may have a high volume of data. That'll help reduce the load on servers. Data pipeline is designed to optimize server load, right? So table-to-table replication, it features incremental mode as well to only extract changes or updated data. And it'll also auto-detect new columns and things like that. So, it integrates Fusion data with on-prem and other downstream applications, which is a big value add. And you're also able to do data mashup and cross-application reporting, and you'll get to full access to that downloaded data. And you'll see that cute little GL, that G there, GL Connect. That's another standalone tool, or it comes bundled with the Splash BI platform. This is our financial reporting tool that gives you access to drillable Oracle cloud data right in Excel. The idea is really to help improve efficiency and cut some time off for the month-end closing of the books. Back to you, Shareth.
Right. Yeah. We'll go in detail about each of these things. First thing that we will talk about the Splash BI platform itself. Yes, OTBI, BIP do integrate directly into Oracle Cloud. We can report out of it. That's really good. But what about legacy data? What about if you have HCMN coming from Workday, if you have Altipro, or if you have Salesforce? There are different solutions that each company might use. If you have, there might all for us. I mean, like if you look at Splash BI, it's one platform where you can report from multiple sources. You can do analytics from the same platform. It comes with even pipeline option. If you are trying to put all the different sources into one place and try to report out of it, you can do that. This is very powerful, versatile. It comes with multiple connectors. You can have multiple connections, do a data pipeline kind of thing. Various reasons. I mean, like one thing for the data pipeline might be because of the volume of data that you are seeing in your system, because it's the same resources that's being used for running a report or for using transactional things. At the same time, there might be other reason where there are multiple, as I mentioned, Workday, Salesforce, or some other ERPs that you are using. If you want to report all three at one place, obviously pipeline is a better place where you can use that pipeline to put it into a data warehouse. All the data can be extracted, put it into one place, and try to report out of it. It comes with that option. Not just that, it comes with the Excel plugin. So one thing is you use your system to run the reports, that is fine. Again, with the Excel plugin, you don't even need to use application. You directly play with the Excel. It comes with, you can run any report, modify a report on fly, or schedule a job, try to retrieve that was run just through Excel. You can have all the Excel commands that you can use. If you want to add any logic on that particular report, you can do it. You can make a worksheet out of that Excel and try to upload and use refresh icon to refresh that. So cool. It comes with that. And not just this is something new which we are integrating into the platform, AI piece. So what exactly this does, in a native language, in a natural language, that you ask a question to build some chat, it literally builds a chat for you. If you like it, you can save it and use it. If you do not like it, you can rephrase the question, ask a question, and it brings you a chat or a dashboard directly with a question. You don't even need to learn about SQL or anything. It gives you output. You can use it if you like it. If you want to rephrase it, you can do it. It gives you output in that format. So there are a lot of cool things that are happening with the AI. In the initial phase, we are trying to give it for the analytics piece, where you can build your own dashboards or chat without the knowledge of SQL. Joe?
Yep. And, just to elaborate a little bit on the pre-built content aspect of the Splash BI platform, as I mentioned 2 slides ago, we've got over 650 pre-built reports, and you're able to, access a wealth of ready-to-go reports that'll help jumpstart your analysis. So saving time and effort is always a good thing, at least in my mind. And so your teams and departments can get the value of that by utilizing our pre-built content. And then there's an in-depth data coverage. You can retrieve up to 2 million rows per report execution for a pretty comprehensive and detailed examination of your data. I think Sharith had mentioned the cross module reporting capabilities, and then the thing about Splash BI, we're an affordable solution. So we're happy to elaborate on that in person out at Oracle Cloud World if you're going to be there, or certainly on the phone, in a separate conversation. So wanted to mention that as well. Sheriff?
Yeah, sure. To add to this pre-built content, again, Oracle do provide, this is like a real-time OTBI, but our OTBI limits to one particular subject area, whereas this one, most of the reports that comes with already has a lot of things that you can drag, drop, use it. 85% of regular report that you need is already done. So you just need to customize 15% of what we deliver. Very useful, especially you don't need to start from basic. You can kickstart from what we have delivered, copy that, make your own version and use it for your company needs. So very powerful, very useful. Again, this is we are putting it as a different solutions. Those who need only platform can have platform. Those who need pre-built content, they can go with pre-built content. Only pipeline, you can tailor each individual piece and try to have it in a different way and just have that thing instead of paying for entire solution. So we do that. Coming to data pipeline, as I mentioned previously, there might be multiple reasons why we need data pipeline. One, as previously referring to OTBI and BIP using the same resource from the Oracle to run the reports or get the data while the transactions are going on, it might slow down your system if the volume of data is high. So that is there. Apart from that, then there are situations where you want to report from multiple different sources at one place. So for any reason, if you want to have the data to be downloaded, again, this pipeline will create a table replication kind of thing. You can do a full load in the beginning and you can schedule the delta refresh every time on need basis. Again, you can have multiple schedules, not a problem. All the solutions that we are, if you talk about data pipeline, this is a fixed cost. It doesn't depend on the volume of data that you download or the schedule, number of schedules that you have. You can have as many schedules that you want, frequency, daily, or twice, or whatever the need it can be. You can do that. It is intelligent enough to just capture that delta when you're trying to schedule it. Even if something goes wrong, let's say there is somehow some issue has happened, network issue has happened, the process has ended in error. No issues, it can send a email or notification kind of thing, it can do that. Apart from that, whenever you restart the process, it knows exactly where it has broken. It retrieves that information, it fills the complete whatever delta is left over, it will capture that information. One, you can schedule it. Two, you can have a manual piece as well. If you want to run as a manual job, let's say you have scheduled daily once, but you want to see updated at this point of time, you can run it as a manual job as well. You can get the latest information at that particular point. No issues, very powerful. It understands where it stopped. It has a notification thing as well. When a process is complete, if you want to have someone notified, it can do that. If something has errored out, if you want to notify, it can notify that. At the same time, it knows exactly where it has stopped or where it has errored. If the information is left over at that point, it will capture that and it will fill in when it rerun. Okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to take a moment. If there's anything that we've mentioned so far and then moving forward, and you've got any questions on it, feel free to put that in the chat box. Just wanted to reiterate that, we'll get to those questions the best we can, towards the tail end here, and we're moving right along. So GL Connect, right? So this is a financial statement builder tool. that I talked about a few slides back. The idea, right? Any accountant, anyone in finance is looking to cut off month-end closing of the books, and you're looking for a streamlined solution that can help with that. And this certainly is tailored to do so. You know, you're able to streamline your Oracle financial reporting using GL Connect with easy reconciliations. You can explore balances, journals, subledger details, and really utilize valuable research tools like balance inquiry, journal inquiry, trial balance report, and it's all featuring drillable insights. It's an Excel-based tool. It's for EBS and for Oracle Fusion Cloud. In Oracle Fusion Cloud, it's near real time. It is real time for EBS. And again, it's a comprehensive tool with the drill down capabilities and one-click data refresh, which is really nice. So that's a little bit more about GL Connect. Sheriff, anything you wanted to add on that?
Like it's a plugin kind of thing which you can plug in into Excel and play with the Excel. You can all the Excel commands that you can use it there. You can get all the information right away in the Excel itself. Very powerful, very helpful for the month-end process. If you want to know balances at any level, you can get it. You can change it anytime. You can save anything and you can refresh that. It will give you the output. Okay. Now the big part is about the SQL Connect. Why is it so powerful? What is the requirement? Again, BIP has given a query tool. It comes with a query tool, but basic intention of the BIP was that query tool is not really meant to query, but to build a report. So what it does is like it limits the data that we run, gives the output maximum of 200 rows. At the same time, if you export the data, it comes in XML tags. So as you know, like the window itself cannot be expandable when you are trying to write a query. It's really hard for a developer to write a query in that particular thing. And if there is any change that need to be done, you have to go through multiple steps to create a data model, try to modify it, run it, export it, see the data, come back again, modify, multiple steps. To avoid this, we have come up with a desktop application. Apart from whatever solutions that you have seen, it's everything as a one platform. SQL Connect is a different one. SQL Connect comes as a desktop application. You can download, install it. And again, I just want to let you know there is a free trial that you can do. You can download, anyone can download from our website, sqlconnect.com. Use the tool, test it, and get to know more about it. So what are the key features for this particular product? As I mentioned, it's a desktop. Once you install, you can save multiple connections. Whereas if you look at Oracle Cloud applications, if you have to run a query in one instance, let's say you are testing in a dev instance, you have written a query in a data model, doing 15 different steps, you have seen output. Now you have to test the same query in another instance, suppose UAT instance. You have to repeat the same steps again, 15 different steps. Here, it's not the case. You can save as many connections that you want to. If you have multiple instances, you can save all the connections with a single button. You can switch between connections and run the same query. Regular, like a Toad or a SQL developer, only a difference that you see compared to those Toad and SQL developer, if you have a apps or any login where you can modify objects, you can modify data, you can create your own objects, you can delete some content. Here you can't do anything. Only thing that you can do is like run a query, retrieve the data. You have options to export. Everything is real time. So you get the output, you export into Excel, CSV, you can play with the data. Again, if you want to modify query, one single thing, like a SQL developer, you just go into editing the query. No other changes. You don't need to go back into data model, modifying anything. So it will reduce a lot of time compared to BIP kind of thing, where if you are going through data model, it involves 15 steps, it will reduce to one step. So significant improvement in the performance for the developer. And more flexibility, displaying a lot of information, something like real-time syntax information. Especially when you're writing a query, obviously, when you're writing like 100, 200, 300 lines of information, if there are syntax issues, again, you don't need to run the query and see the error information and then fix the query. We upfront display syntax issues, so you can fix it right away. Even if you copy query from different, let's say from a Word document or some online, when you copy it and paste it here, obviously there might be formatting issues which can commented line comes with a space or something where when you copied you did not think so. But if you use BIP to run the same query, you have to wait for the query to be executed and see the error messages. Instead of that, you can real time, you can fix the errors and then execute the query. Okay, and it comes with a full good feature called DB browser, which we call it. Like if you want to describe your object, especially, you do have describe option, but again, for us, we just display like good old days when Toad was there. You can expand any schema and try to see all the objects in the schema, tables, views, and synonyms, packages, all that information on one single expansion will display everything. So you can click on any object, try to describe. If it is a table, it comes with not just a column information. Again, it comes with indexing and constraints and whatnot. You can go through it, write your query, refine your query depending on that, and try to get the result. So one click away from describing an object. You have a filter to refresh. I mean, like since Oracle comes with 15,000 different tables that are available, if you want to narrow down, you can start typing in, it just filter out based on the content that you have entered. Let's say AP underscore in, it gives you a list of tables that starts with that, and then you can filter out quickly. And then there is advanced search as well, which you want to say, okay, there's a keyword that you know, but you do not know the table name. You can put that keyword in that and use advanced search to search which tables has that, which synonyms has that keyword, get that information up front and try to describe and see if that is the right table or view for your need. Then other thing which I want to say is like, along with this DB browser, there's something called IntelliSense, which is included into this particular product, especially for the developer when you are trying to write a table name. You don't need to enter full table name. If you start with a couple of letters, anything that starts with that name will be displayed right away. So you can pick and choose that table, reducing the time to type in entire table name or view or synonym name. So that will be very helpful. Even with the column, let's say you have 10 different tables in the from clause, and if you are using alias AI, let's say invoice, AIA or something like alias, and if you type in AIA dot, it gives you all the columns that are available. If let's say you are looking for a date column but not sure what exactly date is, which date column, you type in date, it gives you all the columns that has date. So you can pick and choose which you want to display in the query. So very friendly for a developer. So very powerful, you can do that. And on top of this, this is something which I want to emphasize more: background execution. In the behind the screen, as I told, this is a complement for BIP. We use BIP to execute this query. But instead of 15 different steps, you will be doing only one step to execute a query. That's the only thing. It uses a data model. So everything that BIP has a settings like limitation of timeout or data, everything applies to this as well. And again, BIP, because it's the same resource will be used by BIP when running query or running a report or scheduled job or even ODBI when it is running, it's the same resource that is being used. So it has put a lot of restrictions on how much time that a query can execute. Normally, it's around 500 to 600 seconds by default. You can't modify that. That's a real time limitation that Oracle has put in. Now, let's suppose you are building a report in a dev instance which may go beyond 600 seconds, and you just want to test it before even building a report. So right now, it throws a timeout error before giving any information because it exceeded that particular time. In order to avoid that, we have given an option called background execution. You just select a checkbox and execute as a background run. So you don't need to wait for the query to be completed. You can open another tab, do different thing, or even in a different instance, or even in the same tab, start writing different query. No problem. It will run in the background, gets the result output. You can view anytime. You can turn off your laptop, come back, click on the result. You will see the result there. And why this is more powerful? As I mentioned again, BIP comes with a lot of restrictions about timeout and other things. When it is a background execution behind the screen, it's a scheduled job that gets executed. So uh, for the scheduled job, there is much more flexibility time-wise, especially instead of 600 seconds, you can go up to 1800 seconds. And at the same time, if you want to change, I mean, like if you are okay, if you are using dev instance instead of production, Oracle do support till 18,000 seconds. That is almost like 5 hours. So you can change the data model timeout to that particular time. And if it is a one of a case where you want to see the result and you know that the query is going to take time, you can change the data model, update it, the timeout setting, and run it in the background, and then change the setting back. So it will be more flexible compared to real-time query. So very powerful, very useful. A lot of developers like it, especially for long running queries, or let's say I'm running a query, I know exactly, at least it takes 3 to 5 minutes. I can submit in the background and then move on to different query, work on it. When the result is there, I can view it. So powerful. Then on top of this, there is something called advanced table level security, which we comes with the product. So what exactly it is? Normally we honor Oracle role-based security. Again, we still use BIP, right? So BIP allows you to query any tables directly. There's no security that is applied on any table. Of course, if you use a synonym or a secured synonym or a view, security gets applied. But when you're using a table to query, it gives you all the output. So again, a lot of companies do not want to display entire information for all the developers. So if you want to restrict, we come up with a advanced table level security where you can micromanage or try to restrict what you don't want someone to see. So what it does is like it comes with 8 different roles, where the roles will set as, I mean, like in that roles, it's a user defined table in the background. You can have access to this particular table or cannot have. You don't need to put entire table. Let's say this person doesn't need access to anything related to AP underscore. You just put AP underscore percentage. This person should not, this particular role should not have access anything related to that. Then immediately any query that contains AP underscore starting with, it will block all the tables, views, and synonyms. In that way, if you do not want to display certain content, you can restrict it. Very powerful, very useful, especially for companies which has finance and supply chain, finance and HCM, well, let's say finance should not be seeing payroll information or something, then you can put a restriction of what information you don't want to give access. PII information, if you want to restrict, you can do that with this advanced table level security. Very powerful, very useful, especially when there are multiple people who are querying the database and you don't want to give access. And again, this particular tool can be used in production as well. And in the production, if there is any sensitive information which you want to restrict, you can use this security to block what they can see, what they cannot query it. Very powerful. And this is one tool where we are trying to continuously improve, taking the feedbacks from customers. There are right now around 250 plus active enterprise customers which are using day to day, and then there are more than 4,000 users which uses this particular product. So we have taken a lot of feedback. We are adding a lot of things. Part of that is a Flash AI. What exactly is Flash AI? This is AI for SQL Connect. So it's a chatbot which understands your natural language. You can ask a query, give me a query for trial balance, GL trial balance details or something like that. It literally builds a query for you. It might not be all the columns that you need, but at least it will give you information related to table joins. For those who are new to SQL query or even to Oracle Cloud, which who do not have knowledge about complete joins, you can ask for those questions. It will give you a list of joins for a particular table, or if you have things like supplier information or invoices on hold or some query, regular language, you just ask the question, it returns the query. You can either run directly from the chatbot or you can copy that query and modify according to your needs. But 40-50% of work is already done because it has already joined all the tables, given you the key tables which you want to use. And then on top of that, if you want to make changes, you can do it. Not just that, let's say you have asked a query, you have asked trial balance details, and it has given a query. Now you think adding more conditions like parameters to that query will be very helpful. Let's say you want to have a period condition. You just say to the above query, add a period condition to this. It will literally add a condition to it can remember what you have asked previously, and then it can return the result. That's only for session right now, but eventually it will be Gen AI where it can remember what you're asking and it can read and give you information that exactly you're looking for. So in what way it can be helpful? One, it can speed up things. You don't need to write every query from scratch. You can ask a simple thing. It returns the query, copy paste it, modify according to your needs. That is one thing. Let's say if you want to knowledge base, let's say you want to know the syntax of some SQL, you can ask that, it will give you syntax information. Let's say you want to have a knowledge of, let's say, joins, what are the key joins for a particular table? It gives you all the information right away. You can copy it, read it, and use it in your query. That you can do. Apart from this, what you can do is, like, let's say you have 500 lines of code, you have syntax errors. Debugging those syntax will take some time when you are using case conditions and other things. For those queries, you just copy, paste it in the chat bar. It fixes the syntax error, gives you information right away. You can copy that, run the query. So very cool. Even if you are having a group by issues, I know that that's really difficult again, to debug sometimes with multiple columns. It takes time. It's not that you do not know. Again, it takes time. To avoid that, you just copy paste that query into into the Flash AI chatbot. It fixes the query. You can drag drop the query or run it, or you can copy and modify according to your needs. It can do all of that. That's the initial phase. Going forward, we are working on a lot of new things related to this, especially for those who are moving from EBS. Uh, those who want, let's say, I have an EBS report with all the tables involved in it. Now I want to update that or make it work for the Fusion, because a lot of the tables that were in EBS were modified. A lot of the columns that were in EBS are already modified. So you can literally copy that query and request that to convert to make it work in Fusion applications. It literally does that. So that is in progress. But in the beginning, we just want to give option to ask a question, return the output, copy paste it, run it, get the syntax information, or even let's say debugging or trying to fix the syntax errors. You can do all of this with the Flash AI. Very powerful. And the difficult part with the Flash AI is, especially when a AI is involved with the database, it can read through the database and try to understand what index columns are. It can do a lot of things. But here, without access to database, as you know, since we have moved into our Fusion Cloud application, there is no direct access to database. You use BIP to do all these things. So at that particular point, you have to train everything, join by join, index, column, table by table. It's a lot of effort that is going through it. So we are working on it. It's near accurate, so you can use it. Then the other thing comes into picture is about version control. So we did integrate GitHub into this particular product where you can manage your SQL versions. You can commit, you can push, pull, do all those stuff, especially maintain version when multiple people are working on the same code. Like a Tortoise SVN, you can maintain the repository here. You can have a control on that. Of course, Git comes with a lot of options, which right now we are not going to provide that, but you'll have a terminal. If you are used to Git, you can launch the terminal. Every Git function works in the terminal. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Very powerful, especially for the version control. On top of this, there are lot many features which I'm not covering. I just, if you have time, if you are coming into cloud world, try to meet us. We'll walk through what this particular product is, how beneficial. I mean, like how really it helps a developer to improve significantly. We can talk about it. Cool features like mini map, shortcuts. There are a lot of things that if you copy a SQL and paste it, it comes with the color formatting. There are 100 things that works with SQL Connect. For those especially who have worked on Toad, SQL Developer, and suddenly they have moved into cloud, and if you have to use BIP, it's really painful. Compared to that, this is very powerful. You can have a lot of control on it. You can expand, do a lot of things. Even the data grid that comes with this particular tool is so powerful that, let's say, in one tab you have executed a query which returns some 50,000 rows. In that way, if you open multiple tabs, still keeping the data open, it doesn't even freeze. So very powerful data grid. You don't need to worry about, let's say, code has written 10,000 lines. Every time it returns a large volume of data, you need to close the tab and open another tab. You don't need to do it. It can handle hundreds of thousands of rows. So very powerful data grid. Then not just the DB browser, you can have a lot of controls, like we have included security, who can export the data. If you want to control who can export and when they can export, when I say when they can export, let's say if you want to block entire export itself, you literally can disable the export option for site level. Or if you want to limit export for a user level, you can do that. On top of this, even at let's say if you are connected to VPN, then only you can export the data. You can control that as well. You can, we have given access to that as well. So a lot of setting option which you can control. Admin can do those settings. You can literally give limitations, put limitations of what they are seeing or what they are running, what they are exporting, and all those things. You can do that. Very powerful tool. Good.
Thanks, Sheriff. Yeah, I mean, and I know Sheriff had mentioned it, but if you are interested in a free demo of SQL Connect, you can go to SQLconnect.com. The landing page will take you right to a little link that says get started, a 15-day free trial. You know, if you do the trial, you'll probably hear from me for some feedback on how it's going, and things like that. But check it out. And if you're interested in a demo, a 30-minute demo, we can show you the tool. Always happy to get that coordinated. You can also go to splashbi.com and then see all of our solutions. You know, you can get the SQL Connect that way as well. But we do appreciate all your time. We're wrapping up here shortly. As you'll see, we'll be, and as I mentioned a number of times, we'll be at Oracle Cloud World. We hope to see you there. Sumit Dahiya, one of our technical directors within the Oracle practice, is going to have a presentation on the 11th, 11:50 a.m. Vegas time. So check that out. You know, he'll be talking about SQL Connect, which Sheriff just shared a bunch of details on. And then in addition, you know, he's going to talk a little bit why Fortune 500 companies are taking advantage and using SQL Connect to help with their cloud querying with Oracle Fusion Cloud. So that's all we got for today. We appreciate your time. If there's any questions, I think we've had one, but I was able to address it. You know, I believe Janice can, this recording will go out to all attendees. Is that right?
Yep.
We will be posting it for replay on
Posting it.
ohug.org.
That works. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sheriff,
Thank you all
any
for
closing remarks?
Yeah, thank you all for joining this webinar. Again, if you have any questions, not just SQL Connect, or if you have questions regarding pipeline or the seeded content, you just want to see what exactly, what is the delivered content, what we are going to offer, or even the platform, we will be available in the cloud world. Any questions, you can reach out. You can just say that we have joined the webinar. You will be treated special for sure, and we'll address all the questions that you have.
Great. Thank
100%.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
gentlemen. Here's to the next webinar from Splash BI. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks again.
Thank you.